This is Matt from Strategy Signal, and this is my first live. I've never actually tried it before. And John, all the way over in Berlin, we've just been chatting through all sorts of things. And so this is our first one, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, likewise.
So, John, I was actually driving home one night from a friend's birthday party, and I put on my phone. Let's see what's on Substack. I'll just listen to it. And I think you were up at like 12 o'clock in the morning talking about all of your bee in the bonnet frustrations around this AI authorization and AI scrubber that, well, it's not really a scrubber, it's more like an investigation tool on your own content. And when I was listening to it, a few things, I was really impressed by how you recorded at like 11:50 at night and it went off into the next morning into the next day, and you kind of went into this like quasi state of reflection that I really appreciated. You were just almost, it reminded me, I don't know if you've heard of Shelby Steele in his book White Guilt. Not that you had any of that at all,
Yeah,
but
yeah. No, I know the author.
he talks about his how he developed that book was actually driving, and he was almost like scaffolding his thoughts. Like it would lead from one honest thought to another honest thought, and by the end, I thought you had some real good gold there. And by the end of the week, I thought you had some really interesting insights. So I wondered, where did you land with this new Substack feature that can examine your AI? Because I've seen you have some conversations since then.
Yeah, it was quite strange. The timing's actually really interesting that we're talking because I know you don't seem to be as deep into LinkedIn as you are Substack, but LinkedIn yesterday have this really bizarre feature now where you can look at a post and you can report it yourself to LinkedIn, and the button says seems to be AI slop.
Mm. Oh,
And
yeah.
first of all, the language is interesting, and it's a professional platform. Seems to be AI slop.
Such a
So the two
contrast.
major, yeah, especially since they offer an enhanced with AI feature, which is,
Hmm.
the irony is quite delicious there. But I think so the two biggest platforms right now, LinkedIn and Substack, they're fighting a war against AI.
Mm.
And I think the analogy I was thinking about the other day is when you're weeding the garden for AI, are we accidentally pulling up the flowers now?
Mm.
Because there's some really interesting articles that are AI assisted. I mean, it's rare
Hmm.
now to find something that's generally written by a person. I mean, it exists, of course, but
Hmm.
most people I speak to on a daily basis, use AI at some point with their
Mm.
writing, whether it's to simply restructure something, or there's a lot of non-native speakers
Mm. Mm.
that use AI to make sure that their English is a bit more understandable and not so obviously not their first language. And it just felt so brutal.
Mm.
I had an actual like shock. Somebody mentioned it. You can now
Mhm.
scan for AI, and they posted a screenshot of the button, and I thought it was an AI image.
Mm.
If I thought, oh, this is like somebody joking, like making a parody of it. But I
Mm.
clicked on one of my posts, and it says scan for AI, and I was like, okay. So clicked scan,
Mm.
and it came back 100% AI written.
Mhm.
0%
Mhm.
human. That's the language that they're using. 0% human, 100% AI. And it's in association with, I think it's Planton.
Yeah, Plankton. Mhm.
That's what universities use when grading students.
Mhm.
And I thought to myself, well, it's not 100% AI. I mean, okay, it's me dictating my
Mhm.
thoughts
Mhm.
raw into ChatGPT. ChatGPT takes them raw thoughts and smooths them out for me. And then a
Mhm.
lot of the time, AI will throw in words like quietly, resonate, that
Mm.
matters.
Mm.
You still to this day get the odd M dash.
Mhm.
and I'm like, let's take them out, because I
Mhm.
it doesn't sound like me. So it's a collaborative, um, collaborative flow with me and AI, and then I get something that I'm happy with, like an
Mhm.
editor for a magazine. I'm like, okay, I'm happy with this, and I put it out as myself.
Mhm.
So to say none of that is human just
Mm.
felt really dystopian, and I got so angry in that moment that
Mm.
I just picked up my phone and I'm like, right, I'm getting it off my chest, and I
Mhm.
just recorded it in one take and just uploaded it,
Mhm.
and it. I was going to say resonate, but that's another AI word. It really seemed to strike a
Well, that's not
chord.
fair.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
mean,
we came up
it's an English
wasn't it
word.
the British who came up with that word? I mean, come on, you know,
Yeah,
probably
yeah. I
some
mean,
intermix with the French there. That's not that now they get to
yeah.
have
I
all the
mean,
words. I mean,
exactly right.
synergize,
Yeah, synergize.
synthesis, mechanic kept coming up in all my marketing
Yeah, yeah,
newsletters. I was like, what is mechanic? What do you mean play or
yeah.
strategy? Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. I'm like, well, that's so weird. I don't know why. Anyway.
There's there's lots of phrases as well, like that matters.
Mm,
Um, there's we're at the crossroads of, we're at
mm,
the intersection of,
mm.
marketing and sales is now standing at the intersection of, and but anyway, because it's getting to the point now where I'm not using words that I mean, I would have said resonate naturally. I would have said,
Mhm.
yeah, this piece resonated with people. But now I'm like, is that going to be, are people thinking I'm reading from a script here?
Mhm.
So anyway, going back to it seemed to resonate with people, and I got into a few conversations about it because there was one story that I followed up with because I was really thinking about it. Oh, it was late at night as well, and
Mhm.
there was a follower. I tried to find him, but I don't know if he's still following or if he still has a Substack. But he was one of my first followers, and he was a young kid who had autism, and he
Mm,
had
right.
difficulty communicating, and he couldn't communicate.
Yeah.
So he used Claude to tell stories, and
Mhm.
he'd envision himself in these fantasy tales.
Mm.
And I'm no psychiatrist, or I've had no medical training, but surely for somebody who struggles to communicate and who's suffering from these issues, is able to use a tool that helps him communicate. And now all his posts are going to be
Mm.
0% human.
Mhm.
And I thought, how it's so Victorian,
Mm.
it just, I get that we don't want slop on the platform, right? I get it, right?
Yeah.
You see it a lot, but let's not forget that, there's plenty of human slop. I
Mhm.
was thinking of a lot of TV shows, a lot of magazine articles, a lot of books,
Mhm.
that are just badly written.
Mhm.
And I think AI is helping more than it's hurting, I think.
Mm.
I think it's moving us forward more than it's pulling us back, and I think we're focusing too much on slop, 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 and there's too many in the war against slop. There's too many casualties.
That's really well said. It also seems like with Pangram, there's a spectrum. And I feel like we're way past, or there isn't a spectrum, it's binary. I feel like we're way past the binary view of can we use AI or not? Is it human or not? I spend 7 hours a week on my newsletter, and it's mostly iterating with AI. And that's still my time. What am I doing in that time? Am I just like hitting copy and paste? No, there's like anti-verification, there's anti-hallucination, there's steel arming or steel manning the argument, there's cross 3LM. I'm doing the same research in Gemini, Claude. I have 3 phases to the newsletter: forecasting, looking at I input Google trends, TikTok ads, Meta ads. What's the other one? Reddit conversations and YouTube. To figure out a 6 to 12 month forecast.
Mhm.
You're telling me there's no human involved in that? Like, where did that come from then? Where did the strategy come from? So, as a AI ghostwriter, I haven't had a lot of clients, but the few that I've had, A, liked the voice that I came up with more using the AI. They were so impressed with it. And B, when I actually was writing for them, not only did it save me time, of course, but with AI ghostwriting, there is this ability to strategize. Where does all my time if I'm a content strategy marketer for you, um, if I'm just a freelance writer, you're just getting a post, and maybe not even SEOs involved. It's just like here I am typing away, doing the grunt work of the grammar, the syntax, the formatting. All my time is spent there. But what the client really needs is for me to spend time on strategy, long term thinking. Where does it sit in their competitor analysis with their other competitors? And I find using AI as a ghostwriter, that's where my time has gone. It has gone towards how do we make this evergreen content last for decades to come? How do we make it so it's SEO compliant? So now I have time because I'm not working on formatting, I'm not working on grammar, I'm not working on syntax to actually focus on
Mhm.
the things that are going to make their business last longer and be more durable. So to say that's not human, in some ways it's kind of meta-human. It's like I'm relegating to this assistant to do all this grunt work so that I can think bigger picture and see a larger context that AI it still struggles with context. It's also a sycophant. It prefers
Yeah.
to agree with you on everything. So we've talked about, like, how do we make it, and this is where I like eat I think it's called My Robot Ate My Homework by Mila. It's a great Substack about steel arming everything, and her web app really helps you to get AI results that are disagreeable and that actually push back on you. And I appreciate that disagreeability and that partnership there. So I actually at the beginning with this whole thing, I was originally kind of like with Substack. Well, yeah, I expect that's where it's going to go because Substack has a real following of people who don't want they want more raw, more personable material. Like you said, you switch from poetry uh, to discussions about like past cocaine use. Like it's all over the place when you're looking at different kinds of material on Substack, and there needs to be some kind of flexibility in streaming uh, that authentic kind of human existence part of it. Um, but I kind of thought that we were past the binary stage. It either is AI or not. And it looks like we're not.
Yeah.
It looks like we're still stuck there.
What I'm interested in is, let's say you read an article and you really enjoyed it, and then you scanned it and you're like, oh, it was all AI. Does that experience mean nothing now? Or if you see an article and you scan it before and you say, oh, that's 100% AI, I'm not going to read it now.
Mhm.
Like, let the marketplace decide, right? Because
Mm.
if you write a piece that's not interesting, human or AI, people won't read it, they
Mhm.
won't like it, they won't comment, so it'll disappear down the algorithm will start to bury it slowly.
Mm.
So why do we need this almost elitist
Mhm.
attitude that I only read 100% human articles, my time is precious, I want to know? It's like I don't see the business value in it. Like,
Mm.
if it if something's good, it's good, right? And I
Mhm.
use the analogy of like CGI, right?
Mm.
Like, if you watch a movie nowadays,
Mm.
there's look at the Odyssey, right? You think anything's filmed on a stage set, There'll
Mm.
be there'll be small areas that are probably maybe even filmed on location, like Game
Mhm.
of Thrones in Croatia, there'll be a few things filmed on location,
Mhm.
but the majority of it will be AI,
Mhm.
sorry, CGI. And so what do you do now? Do you say, I don't watch any movie that has CGI in it? No, no, no. I want to watch a movie that has well, then you can go one step further. Look at King Kong in the 1920s. That
Mhm.
had a TV, that they put a TV or a projector inside of a cave, projected a monster on it. So it looked like it wasn't real. It was all done with effects.
Yeah.
So, like in the 1920s, would you say, "Well, I'm not interested in
I don't want
visual
to.
effects"?
I don't want visual effects. I'm a purist. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want stage play with two people on a stage. I don't even want painted backgrounds. I want to, like it's these things, but that's how deep you can keep going with this. It's like AI enhances work, and I'll die on that hill.
Hmm.
AI slop is bad, right? But
Hmm.
so is bad writing. So I
Hmm.
don't. My question this week is, what is the benefit of the AI scanner? If it was internal and they were hiding AI and promoting human over AI, but then you're still not. If it's good, it's good. People will like it. People will comment, or people won't read it, regardless of how it was manufactured.
I came across Jennifer Hong, and I thought I'd just share my. I don't know if you've seen this video from her. It's very short, and I don't know if this will work, but I'm gonna
Let's
try
try.
to. I'm gonna share her Substack for a minute, and I want to get your reaction on this video in particular because I thought it was really insightful, and it's going the direction that you're talking about. Can you hear this?
I can't.
Okay.
The volume's playing. Yeah. Is it subtitles? Maybe. Are you hearing it?
Yes, I'm hearing it. Can you hear it?
I'm not hearing it.
Okay. Maybe this is our first
Maybe you.
time doing this.
Yeah. Normally, I know in Microsoft Teams, there's a button you have to press that says "Share with sound."
Let me try. Usually with the tab, it works. Okay, let me try entire screen now. We'll give this a try, and we'll tell Substack to update not only the
Yeah, yeah,
AI analyzer, but this too. Can you hear?
yeah. But this is
Can
what
you?
they should be working on, not the.
y-
No, it's still not. I did see before you shared your screen, there was something you could click. I don't know if that was.
Whoa!
Oh, questions only. No, that's not the one.
Infinite dimensions here. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, we're in the
Uh,
void now.
I'll send it to you. But Jennifer Hong, in her let me just say this article that she came up with. It's really incredible. So essentially, this is illegal. In Europe and the US, or at least in the US, you're supposed to give notification to the users that they're coming out with this feature. There was no notification given,
Hmm.
and
No,
so
no, it caught everybody off guard.
yeah, and there's just more in her article. I'm actually gonna just read this one piece from her that I thought was really helpful. So there's an article she has called Blade Runner 2049, the dictator that decides who counts on Substack. And I'll just read
Hmm.
one paragraph, but she, in her newsletter, Natural Intelligence, uh, again, it's interesting, this contrast between artificial intelligence and natural intelligence. I highly recommend this article. Um, I actually was just reading it a little bit this morning. Pan, Pangram is better in relative terms than other Oh, sorry, that's not the one. Um, the same audit puts Pangram's false negative rate, the rate at which actual AI text sails through labeled as human, at somewhere between 2 and 4%, which means if 100 people publish 100% AI written content, 2 to 4 of them will not be marked as such. The most accurate
Hmm.
detector on the market still misses a slice of the machine writing it purports to catch. That gap is not an accident. False positives and false negatives are tied together on a single dial. Turn one down and the other goes up. Pangram turned the false positive dial to near zero because the false positive scandal, the one where detectors flagged non native students as cheaters, got vendors sued and dropped. Conservative was the only commercially survivable setting. Conservative also means AI gets through. So the audit measured 6 genres of writing, not 6 population of writers. How often does it err and on whom are different questions. The Voight cap test was not about accuracy. It was an instrument that decides who counts. And she just goes on and on
Mm.
about Pangram, and also her friend who is a legal expert on Substack. I just want to recommend that to audiences who are watching right now, that it is kind of Victorian. It is kind of dystopian. It's like we are deciding this. We are elite. We are experts, and we're making it binary, which I find is very. That's a. If we're talking about Substack culture, that we want to protect it, especially around the authenticity that people want to keep on going with. Get rid of authoritarian culture. Authoritarian culture,
Mhm.
it
Mhm.
comes up, it comes from the top down, doesn't negotiate, doesn't even tell you what's happening. It just does it. And it also makes decisions binary and it's polarizing. This is human, this is not human. We're way past that world. It is not black and white anymore. Hours and hours spent on strategy, creativity. I like your article about thinking through, I believe it was different worlds. Uh, you have to refresh my memory, but you kind of
Yeah, that was.
participated and it created something genuinely new and refreshing that I haven't seen ever done on Substack or even thought about before. So it takes us to these places that we wouldn't have gone on our own.
That was a really unfortunate thing, though, because I wrote this. I wrote this piece. I mean, dude, I generated this piece with the help of AI. If we're being completely transparent these days,
Yeah.
although you can just scan it and it'll tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had this idea. So growing up, I was really into role play games, especially Dungeons and Dragons,
Mm,
and I always liked the worlds you could build. And I've always brought in a hint of that into my marketing life. And long story short, I was thinking about what about a fantasy world, but then just have all the worlds based on social media.
mm,
And I tried it with Instagram. So the world of Instagram is called the City of Mirrors. You know,
mm.
it's just this beautiful utopia, but it has a bit of a like, because that's all you ever see on Instagram. Everybody is smiling, everybody's having a wonderful time, everybody looks beautiful, everybody's food looks amazing.
Mm,
um and I wanted to just bring that into a story. I had this character, Post Rotten, who was like this goblin who wrote tour guides. It's based on the guy from Dungeons and Dragons. It's not Oswald, but it's Oslo. He went to all these different worlds and wrote travel books within the game.
mm,
So it was based on that. And I got a really nice comment from this person who just started following me, saying this was really fascinating. I've never thought of like looking at marketing this way. And Substack is a LinkedIn. I have to be careful because it's connected to my
mm,
job directly. I mean, it couldn't be more connected to my job. But Substack is a bit more of a playground for me. So I like to
mm,
experiment with these ideas. Anyway, it took a long time to put together. I created it over 3 days. And I had
mm,
to go through and I had to change the text so many different times. And I was reading it and I was like, okay, ChatGPT's got a little bit carried away with this. It's not sticking to the story. And I had
mm,
to change it so many times.
mm,
And when I finished, it was like a real project, and I
mm,
uploaded it and it didn't really do that well. And I'm like,
mm,
okay, maybe it's an experiment. It's experimental, So I
mhm,
thought maybe I've gone a bit too, abstract or a bit too but then it was at exactly the time they introduced the scan for AI. And I scanned it and it said 100% AI. I'm like, well, I mean, like, I just said 50-50, but if you say it's 100%, then whatever.
mm.
And then the conspiracy theories started to come, and I'm like, are they repressing it? Because
Yeah.
you have to ask the question, and I asked this at the beginning, and I come back to it. Who is it for? What's the point of scanning
Mhm,
it for AI?
mhm,
Because Substack is a business, and
mhm,
Substack wants to make money. It's not
mhm.
we're not living in a utopian paradise where companies are making things so we can all
Yeah.
express ourselves. And it's a business. It's here to make money. So why introduce something that has just stopped one of your users
Yeah.
from wanting to post.
Right.
Now I don't want to post any. I posted something the other day, but it was tongue-in-cheek sarcasm.
Mhm.
Um, and I used to love it. This was my relaxation after a busy day at work. Coming home,
Mm.
making a tea, lighting a candle. I had a whole ritual around it,
Oh,
and I would
wow.
write. Yeah, I really, but it really, and I would sit there. I'd open up my phone. I'd say, right, I want to write an article.
Mm.
This is the framework. It's about prospecting, but I
Mm.
think of prospecting as a dance, right? So yada 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 yada, and then you get the draft, and then I go through it section by section, and I change it. All right, let's take this word out. Let's take out resonance quietly, all the
Right.
buzzwords, you know. And then I finish. I read it, and I'm like, okay, hit post, and I
Mhm.
was really enjoying it.
Mm.
I was really, and it was giving me a chance to really experiment and get these ideas out of my head and really have
Mm.
some fun with it. But then
Mm.
this article I wrote just died on arrival.
Mm.
And now I look, I want to just make it clear I'm not saying that it's was repressed because it was AI,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I've been in this game a while, and I can't help thinking that, why is it so important that they let us know that they're scanning this? They could have done it behind the scenes,
Mhm.
but they chose to make it public.
Well,
So
yeah, be if you're willing to tell us again, a if you're willing to look at our writing and give it a it's in, it's out kind of
Mhm.
polarizing view, then if you're telling me it's in or it's out, couldn't you also or shouldn't you also tell me what was the distribution algorithm attached to this too?
Yeah, like how did you arrive at this decision or something like that? Some kind of like, you know, it
Or
this
even, sorry to interrupt, but uh, how did you arrive at this decision? And then the next step is, what did you do with that decision? Did you
mm,
cease from publishing my information through the algorithm? Did you cut it somewhere? Did you shorten it? Um, it's, I feel like if we're going to be open, then you need that piece too.
mhm.
If-
Well, it's a business partnership because I'm producing. There's two levels. There's the free, like I have a subscription on my account, but that's done. I don't. I mean, if somebody wants to subscribe, pay and become a
Mhm.
paid subscriber, amazing. But it was set up that way because apparently your account is favored if it's a paying account because it goes back to the business. It's a business, so
Right. I saw your
there's
video
a
about
theory.
that. Is that
Yeah, there's a
true?
theory. I don't.
Ah,
Well, I mean, it could
that's
just
a
be a
theory.
compounding effect. It could just be a
Interesting.
compounding effect of being on there for a while, but I have noticed an uptick. But anyway, even if I'm producing content for free, right?
Mhm.
I'm taking time out of my life
Yeah.
to produce. It's like imagine a magazine where people wrote for it for free. So
Mhm.
or a TV station that was just receiving free television shows.
Mhm.
So I'm building your website up with content, but then
Mhm.
you can go one step further and you can say, look, I'm earning. I have paid subscribers. I'm earning $500 a month, and you're
Mhm.
taking. I don't know what the split is, but you're taking 200 of that.
Mhm.
So you're taking my intellectual property and making
Mhm.
money off it.
Right.
So I have a right to know like what you're doing with it.
Mhm.
But I can't get this idea out of my head. Why? Why would you do it? Why
Mm.
would you do something that I can't see any. Why would you do something that harms the platform? Because I'm sure the people that write 100% human, you
Mm.
know, are thinking, oh, well, great, now there's no slop. But I don't know what the statistics are. I would be curious. What percentage of writers on Substack are using AI? I imagine it's high because
Well,
I know people, I know big writers that use AI.
I yeah, I mean, I think it was Sam, on Slow AI. It's an amazing newsletter. I think he's got over 10,000 subscribers, and he just, when commenting about this recent change, had noted that this article came up as 100% AI, and then it came up as 100% human. And so,
Mm.
yeah, Substack could come back and say, okay, here are the results. 92% of you are writing all AI material. But the problem is still Pangram. The problem is its
Mm.
filtering mechanism, its
Mm.
intelligence, its surveying, its assessment. It's still off. And so many authors have talked about that. So I don't trust it. You're coming up with a judgmental verdict on my creative process. I don't, and you're using, as you mentioned in other videos, you're using AI to do it. So how ironic
Yeah.
is this? The judge to tell me if I'm human or not is not actually human.
Yeah. And I go back to my statement I made near the start. Let the market decide. If people love a piece of writing and it's AI assisted, then I don't what I don't see it's the CGI analogy. And
Mm,
then if I mean, I think the biggest problem is there is a lot of slop content. I see it on. I mean, I haven't been on face. I have still have a Facebook. God only knows why, but I still have a Facebook. I
I
think it's
know.
because it's connected. I think it's connected to all my. It's connected to my Spotify. So like I tried to delete it once, and I remember thinking, oh, now I can't sign into. But
Yeah.
but though I guess as a marketer and somebody who is interested in culture, especially social media, I guess it is quite useful just to check in every once in a while and see how the Wild West is doing.
Mm,
But you go on Facebook and it is all AI, right? It's all slop content,
mm.
genuinely slop content. And that's somebody who is going to AI and saying, write me an article about X movie, posting it on there and farming the engagement for money, right? That's
Mhm,
bad. Well, I mean, is it bad? I mean, it's just people hustling. If
mhm.
people are reading, so I don't. I think if something's just bad and not interesting, I mean, when you read the first few lines and you'll be like, this is just AI slop, and then
Mhm,
you click off it. You don't give it a like. You don't give it a comment.
mhm.
The analytics can see that the dwell time on this piece is less than 10
Yeah,
seconds.
right.
So then the algorithm's like, all right, we'll push this. We don't need to show this. But then
Yeah.
there's some article that's popping off and
Mhm,
getting loads of engagement.
mhm,
And it's like, yeah, well, one of my posts, the best article I wrote a couple of months ago about the
mhm.
return of the Substack girl, or not the return
Mm.
of the Tumblr girl, who's now the Substack girl. That I got so many, but I got so many comments and so many interactions and so
Yeah,
many likes and
yeah,
people were like, "Oh, this is all." It was AI generated. I mean, it was me dictate. I mean, what do we call it now? AI assisted. It was all
right.
AI assisted. So is that less valuable now?
Well,
And
if it's AI assisted and I'm co-writing with something, or maybe even an agent, let's call it someone, maybe we're at consciousness level, I don't know. I've heard that's quite debated. But, okay, first off, I pay $100 a month for Claude Max 5X. Do I do that for myself? Yeah, but I really do it for the reader. I do it
mm,
because I care about the content, and I would rather focus on the research that got me there. The research methodology is clean. I'd rather focus on, rather than me spending hours looking around and getting lost with my ADD tendency of getting lost on websites, I'd rather be really precise with the sources that are the most relevant. And then I have multiple copywriting co-work skills that I've uploaded from paying for $200 a year with Write with AI, and their subscription. So I mean, we're talking about huge investments of my own money, my own time, to generate something quickly, and that is relatively good email subject line copy, good viral hooks. I'll look at some of them and be like, nah, everybody says, most copywriters or most this. Okay, well, just change that. Um, but I'm really catering to the reader's needs, that the subject line should promise what the article delivers, and the article should deliver on what the subject line promises. And
Mm.
rather than getting that wrong and spending hours of my time on that, and then publishing it saying, "Oh, I actually kind of missed this. The subject line does not promise what the article. It's actually irrelevant." Uh, I'd rather work with AI on that and save myself time and make a better product. I've heard Harry Styles, not Harry Styles, sorry, that's a
Yeah.
singer. I wondered if I was dressing like Harry Styles this morning. This is a funny little shirt,
Just
you know.
a touch, a touch.
A touch, thank you. Actually, I'll show you one of my articles. My Substack GIF. I'm walking in a dress, and I actually got about 7 unsubscribes after that article. So I wondered maybe people don't like to see me in a dress, and I feel offended by that. But I was his name is Harry Dry, Harry Dry, and he's a copywriter in England, and he said regarding, I mean, because AI came and it just demolished copywriters, musicians, videographers,
Mm.
photographers. And so he was asking, like, he was asked the question, do you use AI as a copywriter? And he was saying, this great analogy. When we moved from the pen to the typewriter, the work didn't get better. When we moved from the typewriter to the keyboard, the work didn't get better. When we moved from, the computer to just AI, the work didn't get better. Your tool is only as good as your taste.
Yeah,
And
that's the fundamental thing that I've been seeing over the last. I have a connection on LinkedIn. It's a creative director from Hamburg, and she generates a lot of AI images. She's a photographer. She's a trained photographer, but she started to generate images, and her stance is, you can't replace taste. Her pictures are beautiful,
yeah,
but they're AI. But
yeah,
like she has the eye of a photographer to see how. Yeah, that you've hit it there though. That's the thing. AI will not make you a New York Times bestseller.
mm,
You know, you have to have the direction. I always say it's like a really smart working student
mm,
who can do so many things, and you can work with them, and you can, like, here's my first draft, have a look at it, change anything if you think you need to change it,
mm,
like 20 years ago in an office you would have a sub
yeah,
editor or something.
yeah,
But if you let it run, if you let the really smart intern or the really smart working student, like, run the whole magazine,
hmm,
then their inexperience will, I mean, maybe not, but more
mm,
often than not, their inexperience will show. So it really, if you haven't got taste, if you haven't got knowledge, if you don't understand the experience, if you haven't got anything like that as a foundation, AI is not going to magic it out of thin air.
mm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I've also added Matt on his own is probably good. AI on its own, terrible. It's just a system. It's a statistical lottery system. Whatever you point out, it just augments it, to use the AI word. But I think
Yeah.
Matt plus AI is the best for everybody because I can direct it, better quality at the end of it. I mean, I have dyslexia, so I mean, we were talking a little bit about disabilities.
Yeah.
Uh, it's I will just be typing, and I have some dysgraphia too. I'll just be typing, and suddenly I said 2 to 3 words that I did not mean to say, but because I'm moving so fast, I just keep going.
Yeah.
So in a way, it becomes human slop, and that's how it's perceived because they don't know the context behind dyslexia or dysgraphia. And so, you're gonna have slop. It's about taste, it's about excellence. How do we get to that point? And, I was really happy that Claude moved to Sonnet 5, which takes over much of the larger model. It performs at the level that Opus 5 does. It almost made Opus 4.8. So it made Opus 4.8 irrelevant, and then they upgraded for Opus 5. And I'm noticing a change in the generation of what I'm putting together. I've noticed that it's getting tighter, it's getting better. And I think about this philosophy of more, better, new. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're in a business, you have to have more. You have to go from zero to something. And we're all playing with the technology that is rapidly getting better at what it does. Whether using Claude Cowork to upload your voice so that every output follows with you. I've done a pretty good job of that as an AI ghostwriter, but it's still not where I would like it to be. It's still coming up with phrases that I wouldn't normally say. And so but that's okay. Like, we have to play and use this technology in entrepreneurialism. We have to take risks. We have to move from zero to something. But I think the real fault is when we don't move to better. We don't exhaust better and try something, before moving to new. We have to make it good along the way and not just get caught up into the machine of content output that the machine of social media desires and needs. So I've dropped down on LinkedIn. I'm only 3 articles, but they're just written articles. There's no images, there's no carousels. I was exhausting myself trying to put all that together.
Yeah.
John, I've got about 2 minutes. Sorry, I meant to mention this before, but this is our first live, and we could do longer next time. But last words, last 2 minutes. Any reflections, thoughts?
No, I think just to sum up our conversation, we started talking about Substack's AI scanner, and now LinkedIn have this bizarre report slot content initiative, and the response has been quite negative. So there must have been a decision to do this. And I've always been a big fan of conspiracy theories. So,
well, they're fun.
Yeah. Well, they're just like playgrounds for the mind, right? So my conspiracy theory this week is, why do something so detrimental to a platform and upset your users? There has to be an answer, and it'll involve money.
Money.
Follow the money. I think it might be my one idea. Maybe it's journalists that are using the platform to make revenue, and they're putting pressure because the AI articles are doing well, and they went to journalist school 20 years ago. So just a theory. That's
it. I like that. Here's my last thought. It was a bumper sticker probably in the 80s, and it said, "You're not paranoid if they really are out to get you."
That's brilliant. I never heard that one. That's brilliant.
So
I love it. What a great ending.
Well, John, it's such a pleasure. I've really enjoyed our time together, and I'm looking forward to more lives and Substack soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, all the best.
All the best. Catch you later.
Great weekend. See you soon.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Jordana, Virgil. So I hope I get your name right. Sevlat. Shitlana. And Samtech for creators. Keep rocking it. You guys are legends. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.